She's also works, I'm going to give all your history. She works at MPB as well. So if anybody out there listens to MVP, she does shows and produces and facilitates shows throughout the week on MPB. She's also a drummer and a singer, but today she's going to be moving in the role of a comedian. So anybody like to laugh? Let me get your best fake laugh. Great. Give her that because she's a guest here with us and we really want her to come back, okay? So even if she's not funny, but she is, but if she's not, just laugh anyway, okay? So, all right, without further ado, if you guys can give a big, warm One Church welcome for Miss Rita B. She's going to give you guys some comedy this morning from One Church.
Thank you, Miranda, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good morning.
Excellent. I'm glad to be here. This is my very first time at One Church. Now, I've been here to the movies before, but I have not been to One Church. I'm going to just make sure y'all, God is good?
All the time.
And all the time?
God is good.
Okay, y'all awake. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. When praises go up? Okay, all right. Some of y'all hesitate now. Wake up now. Wake up. Okay. Good. I was really excited to learn that One Church is inside a movie theater. I got excited about that because I said, okay, well, I can bring my own snacks because that's what I do when I go to the movies anyway. Yeah, because I don't know if y'all know, but snacks at the movies are really, really expensive now. I went to the movies the other week and I said, let me get a popcorn and drink. And she said, all right, that'll be $75. I said, no, I won't be going into this movie theater. So when I came in, I saw they had tea and they had coffee and stuff like that. And I was trying to figure out what a Kool-Aid is. Pastor Matt, I'm going to have to tell you now, if you want more black people, you got to get some Kool-Aid in here, okay? How many of y'all like grape Kool-Aid? Anybody grape Kool-Aid? Okay, look at that. What you drinking right now? Huh? What's that? Okay, lemonade. All right, got to get some more Kool-Aid if you want more black people. I'm telling you, your congregation will rise like no other, okay? But anyway, Pastor Matt invited me. He said he's going to be talking about giving and how to handle your money in church and things like that. And I can only speak from my experience growing up in church. I grew up in the black folks church my whole life. All my life I had to fight my mama because she dragged me to church with her. She's a musician. That's why she's not here today. But, you know, she dragged me to church with her all the time. And she didn't want to leave me at home, I guess, because she thought I was promiscuous. So she wanted me to go to church with her. But, you know, growing up in the black folks church, we do things a little differently in the black folks church. For one thing, when I came here today, I was prepared to stay here about 6 to 8 hours because that's typically how long we stay in church, in the black folk church, you know. See, when I'm in a hurry, I go to the white folk church because service starts at 8 a.m. and we be back in the bed by 8:30. That's how they work. At the white folk church, it's like church never happened, you know. In the black folk church, they want to take up all your time and you got to pretty much clock in and clock out. I said, y'all need to put me on payroll if I'm going to be here for 8 hours, you know. And sometimes you have members in the church who not ready to go. Like the pastor be preaching. He be up there for an hour, 30 minutes, and then the lady next to me said, take your time, pastor. I said, you need to hush, honey, because he done took up your time and my time. We've been here for 8 hours, you know, but all right, I'm going to keep moving. But anyway, Pastor Matt said we're going to be talking about giving and things like that. Now, how many of you know that every church does not handle money the way they're supposed to? Some churches mismanage money, just like you got Creflo Dollar talking about he won a $60 million jet. That's ridiculous. If I was at that church, if I had put in on the jet, you know, it wouldn't be Creflo jet. It would be our jet. I don't care if I gave $10. When I want to come get the jet, I want to come get it, you know. It's our jet. But certain things are red flags when you go to these churches. If you see certain things, it should let you know that you need to turn around and walk out the door, okay? And I'm going to give you about 5 red flags, okay? Red flag number 1, if you go to a church and you pull up in the parking lot, pull up to the scene with your ceiling missing, and you pull up in the parking lot, and you see that the pastor's getting out of a limousine, that's a red flag, okay? If he don't have the ushers and the deacons in the limousine with him, that's a red flag. I saw that one time. The pastor got out of the limousine, and the background music was money, 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 money. I was like, oh, no, this ain't the church I need to be at because I'm in a hoopty, he in the limousine. That ain't right. That's a red flag, okay? That's red flag number 1. All right, red flag number 2. If you go into church and it's a cover charge to get into church, that's a red flag, okay? That's a red flag. I went to the church lady, said, let me see your ID. I said, for what? The Lord already know who I am. You don't need to see my ID. Let me get in this church. You know, she said, if you sing in the choir, it's $5 off. So that's a red flag, all right? If you walk in the church and you look in the pulpit and you see the pastor got a tip bucket in the pulpit, that's another red flag, okay? You shouldn't be making it rain on the preacher, okay? He should be preaching out the goodness of his heart, you know? Anybody agree? Okay. See, amen. Another red flag is that if you go to a church and they take up not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 offerings, what is that? That's a red flag, okay? But I done seen it happen with my own eyes. I went to a church, first offering, it was cool. We walked around, you know, I call it the runway offering because it's basically trying to see what everybody got on. So you walk around, put your money in there for the first offering. That was cool. So I went and sat down, and about 10 minutes later, another basket was coming down the pew. And I said, well, what's this for? You know, I figured it was maybe give to the homeless. So I put a little money in there. About 20 minutes later, a third basket was coming down the pew. I said, now, is this a church or a casino? I don't understand because I'm spending a lot of money up in here. And at this point, I had to look at my neighbor and say, neighbor, can you let me borrow $5? Because I put all my money during the first and second offering. Now I'm out, you know. About the fourth time, another basket came across there. I took $10 out because I just figured I had given. It was time for me to receive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I need some gas money. It's the fifth offering of the day, you know? So that's a red flag, okay? I'll give you one more red flag and then we're going to move on, okay? The last red flag is now, every once in a while, you'll go to a church and the pastor say something like, sow a seed. I want you to sow a seed. And that's fine because you reap what you sow. But if you go to a church and the pastor's asking you to sow a seed, but he does it auction style, that's a red flag. I'll give you an example. I was at a church one time. After the pastor got finished preaching, he said, all right, now I want y'all to sow a seed. I need about 5 people to come put $20 up here. So 5 people got up. They put $20 down there. And then all of a sudden the pastor said, 20, I got a 20. Can I get a 25, 30? Can I get a 30, 35, 40, 40, 45 on the left side, 50, 50 on the left side? And the woman next to me was like, 100. I said, put your hand down, honey. You don't represent my pew. So if you see that auction type sow seed, no, don't do that. Okay, don't do that. All right, that's it for the red flags. Did y'all take notes? Y'all take notes? Okay, good. Y'all being dishonest, ain't nobody taking notes. Take notes. But anyway, you know, so when you talk about money, you know that it's probably a lot easier to spend money than it is to save money, right? Yeah, for me, I have a little theory. It's a really simple theory, and that is to spend money on things that are worth it. Yeah, that's it. So for me, something that I really consider a worthy product is red wine. Anybody agree? Huh? Red wine. It's in the Bible now. It's 1 Timothy 5:23. It says something about don't drink water, drink wine because it's good for the stomach's sake. So I buy wine. All right? I had a cup before I came here. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Do what the Bible say. The Bible say drink wine. Okay, so drink a little wine. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Who drink wine here? Don't tell stuff. Huh? Look at that. Okay, all drunkards. All right, what's up? Yeah, that's all right. It's okay not to be okay. That's all right. That's all right. But I'm pretty sure that Pastor Matt is going to talk about saving money today as well. And I'm sure many of you know that it is much harder to save money than it is to spend money. Much, much harder. And in the black community, one thing that I wish that we would be better at is saving money when it comes time to bury people that die. See, because in the black community, black don't crack. We know that, but we still gonna die. And some of us don't believe that. See, I admire the white community because they pretty much have a 3-day turnaround when somebody dies. So Grandpa Jim dies on Tuesday. They had a funeral on Wednesday, and by Thursday he going to heaven. But in the black folk community, it ain't like that. We take forever to bury each other because we don't never have no money. You know what I'm saying? You ever been to a black person funeral and you look in the casket and you say, my Lord, she don't look like herself. That's because she been sitting in the funeral home for about 8-9 weeks. You know what I'm saying? And the mortician them done had to build her face from scratch. So, you know, I know I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm going to repent. But still, we got to learn how to save money in the black community. And so instead of us saving money for a funeral, we concerned with getting a face on a t-shirt. That's what it is in the black folk community. You're not dead in the black folk community until you get your face on a t-shirt. That's what we concerned about. You know, I had a fan come up to me the other day and she had my face on her t-shirt. I said, take that shirt off, girl. Somebody gonna think I'm dead, you know. But anyway, one reason for me that I'm able to save a lot of money is because I don't have any kids. Yeah. I don't have any kids, so I get to save a lot of money, you know. And I kind of think about having kids the same way I think about voting for Donald Trump. It's probably never going to happen. Yeah, I don't like Donald Trump. His lips are ashy, and that's a concern for me. That's a red flag. Because I feel like if you can't take care of your lips, you can't take care of the country. That's how I feel. But Donald's lips are always ashy, if y'all never noticed that, you know. But I don't have any kids, so I get to save a lot of money because I don't have kids. And, but I'll tell you what, if Donald Trump would do this one thing for me, if he would agree to pay my Sallie Mae loans off, I might vote for him. I might. Who got some Sallie Mae issues in here? Okay, all the black people. Yeah, all the black people. I'm just kidding. That's why one white person raised their hand. I got some Sallie Mae issues. Like, I have started manipulating people to see if I can get my loans paid off. Like, I had a friend, she came up to me and she said, Rita, can you give me a ride? I said, can you pay a little bit on my loan? I just need you to pay a little bit on my Sallie Mae loan. Another friend asked me, she said, Rita, can you pray for me? I said, can you pay a little bit of my Sallie Mae loan off? That's the exchange that okay, that joke didn't work. I'm crossed it out, okay. But anyway, I'll give you one more little joke and I'm gonna get on out the way so Pastor Matt can get up here and bless y'all. When you are in church, does anybody ever come up to y'all and say, the Lord told me to tell you a certain thing? Well, don't you know, you can hear the Lord for yourself, first of all, but I don't always take heed to what people say when they come up to me and say that. Like, a lot of people are really concerned because I'm almost 30 and I don't have kids. You know, my grandmama, Rita, when you gonna have kids? And I was at church a couple weeks ago, and this older lady came up to me. She about, 85, 90. She came up to me, her name was Hattie Mae. And she said, Rita B, the Lord has given me a word for you. I said, what's the word, Hattie Mae? She said, the Lord told me that you ain't getting no younger, Rita, and it's about time for you to have some kids. So how is the baby making coming along? That's what she said. I said, well, Hattie Mae, the Lord gave me a word for you too. He told me to tell you that you ain't getting no younger. It's about time for you to get on out of here. How's your obituary coming along? Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. I'm Rita B. Thank y'all so much. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
That was awesome. Hey, we love you and appreciate you and glad that you came here to bless us. Put a smile on our face, had a good time, and just enjoy life together. And we had just wanted to help out, first of all, with your Sallie Mae deal there. So let me help you out with your Sallie Mae deal. Tell Sally I said hi. I'll try to call her back next week. Okay. So and then we wanted to honor you with a special award. This is a One Church special award we give out once in a great while. The last time we gave this out was to Miranda, who did our welcome today. And so let me read this for everyone for Rita B. It says, Rita B, who's well on her way to becoming the funniest woman in America. Every time we look at our neighbor in church, we will always think of you. Thank you for bringing the spirit of laughter to One Church 2015. Rita B, we love you. Yeah, give it up, give it up. Yeah.